In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I forge a Japanese-style kitchen knife out of kumai steel. 1 layer of W2, 2 layers of copper, and 2 layers of raindrop Damascus. And stick around to the end to figure out who won the bearded axe in the last video. To start this project out, I need to start making the Damascus cladding. Basically, it's going to be 2 billets of Damascus on both sides of the knife. So I took some 1095 and 15 and 20, mixed it together, stacked it up. I forge welded it all together, drilled the holes, forged it flat, which created the raindrop pattern, and then I lost the video footage. Sorry about that, guys. I actually deleted it by accident.
I'm very sorry, and I apologize.
What did that do? There goes all my arm hair again.
I'm a blacksmith. I make things and fix things that are made out of metal. That means I gotta fix big things like sections of scaffolding. A friend gave me this because the leg down here is bent and it doesn't connect up with the other pieces of scaffolding. So I'm gonna stick it in there and bend it back to shape. And I am gonna be using this digging bar to bend it back to shape.
After I got done fixing my friend's scaffolding and finished forge welding together the billet of kumai Damascus steel, I was also teaching my brother how to make some of that Damascus, so he's practicing with a little piece of Pakistani random bumper Damascus. The next day, a really bad storm rolled in. Before it rolled in, I decided I wanted to cut my billet of steel open. Well, not open, but cut the edges off so to make sure I had a solid forge weld all the way through and through. And yes, I know I don't have a shield on this angle grinder, but my body, my choice, right? Alright, so this spot did not forge weld going all the way through. Well, some of it did and some of it did not. So what I'm going to do is I need to soak this in some kind of acid to eat away this black gunk on it and let it sit there for a few hours. Then I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to try to split it apart the rest of the way. And then I'm going to go in there with a wire brush, clean it all up and out, and stack it back together and try to reforge weld it. But the problem is, I don't have any acid on me. So I can either use vinegar, which takes up to 2 days, depending on how strong the vinegar is. I didn't feel like going all the way down to Walmart, which is like 30 miles away from me. So I decided to let it sit in vinegar overnight, and it seemed to work just fine. Then I reforged, welded it back together. Now it's time to start shaping the blade. And a lot of people warn against forging it to shape, but I'm gonna do it anyways. That's good.
That's good. be the tang and this is gonna be the blade. The bevel. No. Thing. The other thing.
What's the thing?
Hold that right there. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat it up right here in the center, and then I'm gonna smack it on the heel so the whole thing curves downwards. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. Please don't split apart.
I'd heat it up more.
What I'm doing is, whenever I go to hammer in the bevels, it'll make the whole thing curve backwards. So if I bend it forwards first, then hammer in the bevels, it'll keep it perfectly straight. So, a little bit of a trick for anybody making Damascus, or anything really, especially thicker pieces of steel. Anvils have a thin layer of metal on top. This is soft down here. Then a thin sheet of, not sheet, but about a 1/4 inch thick piece of steel going across right here. What that is hardened steel. You can tell because there's a crack right here already on my end. I accidentally missed hammering something and struck the anvil. A little bit of a crack appeared. And then, but what I do, over time you can lose tempers in your anvil because it is hardened and heat treated. So, put some water on it. Not only will the water make your anvil last a whole lot longer, but it'll also make explosions on your steel and blast off any of that oxidization. And hear that? That crack?
Chef's knife, and it developed an ugly rust spot. The only thing I'm worried about is how thin the edge is. My camera's not wanting to focus on it, but it's really, really thin right here. Hope that won't be a problem in the quint. And if you're an idiot like me, what I did was I quenched the blades, and then I tried drilling the holes. The drill bit wouldn't even bite right there. So I am going to show you a step-by-step guide on how to un-idiot yourself. Step 1, get a full bottle of propane. Quenching steels, I don't like it too hot, so I like to go about 15 psi right there.
Next, you grab a wet rag. See how wet that is? Stick.
Now what I need to do is I marked out the approximate spot. There's a little square right there. You can't really see it in the camera. But I marked out the spot. I want to drill the hole on the African blackwood. I'm going to drill like 2 or 3 holes that's smaller in every direction than this. And I'm going to heat this tang up and then burn my way through so it makes it a perfect fit right there. Congratulations, Nolan Brewer. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. I'll be getting in contact with you very soon to discuss how you can either meet up or I can ship you this bearded axe. There's a few things I want to discuss with you about the axe. I give out a lifetime warranty on everything I make. That is everything. I do not want a faulty piece of workmanship sent out, whether it's free or you're paying for it. So I'll be getting in contact with you very soon if you're watching this video. Every few hundred subscribers I get, I do another giveaway. In order to get this axe, you have to watch your videos, watch my videos, be subscribed, and either leave a comment, send me an email, send me a message on Messenger or Instagram, or some way let me know that you're a real human. Thank you all so much for watching. And again, our prayers are out for the ones who lost their lives in the tragic Texas and New Mexico and everywhere else that is flooding. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.